Jordan, you're on. Well, let's see your head, but you're on here. Okay, 0 viewers right now.
I see 24.
What?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, mine's showing 0 viewers right now.
Can you guys hear or see me?
I see 24. What? There's like an echo there.
Oh, mine's showing 0.
Can you guys hear or see me?
I see 24. What? Is anybody hearing that?
Jordan, do you have 2 things up?
No, I don't.
Is somebody watching the video?
No. What's that sound?
No, I don't.
Ooh,
Hold on.
what is happening? It's on mute.
I'm closing out every browser.
Okay. Hey, Kelly, I think it was definitely yours because it's not making that sound anymore. As soon as you did that. Hey, y'all that are watching. Not sure what's happening. Not sure what's happening.
I keep hearing you talk over and over. Well, not now. I hear somebody going off. Well, not now. Oh, okay. All right, we're hanging up, and we're going to start over and just close all the browsers. Goodbye.
Hey, y'all that are watching, we are so sorry about these technical difficulties. Technology is great when it works, and it's not when it doesn't. So with us, we've got some awesome training prepared for you guys tonight. Hey, Jordan Eicher, if you are on, will you tell me if you've got good sound quality with just me on? Could you text me? Or anybody from my unit that has my phone. Okay. Sounds like we've got some good sound now. So maybe we had too many people on before. Who knows? Jordan Brown, are you on?
Yes. Can you hear me?
Yep. You sound great. Awesome.
But you can't see me?
Can't see you, but there should be a little video place at the top where you can like unmute your camera, hopefully.
It's unmuted.
Okay. That's fine. Hey, Mom.
Hey.
Okay. We've got an echo on yours.
Hello. Testing. 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, you sound good. Why is my video not
Yeah.
showing up?
All sound good. Mom, Jordan, and me are on. Okay.
I just don't know why my video is not working, but let's see.
I don't know. I don't know. You guys, I promise this is going to be worth it though for you guys that are on tonight. I'm hearing a little bit of an echo still. Actually. All right.
No idea. Let me try this.
Hey.
Hi. Okay, is it working?
I think so. Jordan did just come up though.
Jordan popped off.
Yes, she couldn't get her video working.
Okay. Lord, I don't know why this is so hard.
I'm gonna be honest, Kelly. I think it is still maybe on your end.
Why?
Can you do it on your phone? I mean, I know it's not ideal, but
I'll try.
All right, y'all. Well, we are waiting for Kelly and Jordan to hop back on. Oh, now I'm hearing the echo again. Ah! Shoot, I don't know what's going on. Here, Mom, can you mute your microphone real quick?
yeah.
Okay, I want to see if I got an echo now. I don't hear an echo. That sounds good. Okay, so maybe we just all have to be muted while one person is talking. So, Mom, text that to Kelly real quick, or Jordan Iker, or whoever, Betsy Sugg, whoever, whoever is watching right now. But just so you guys know, we have some awesome topics that are. Oh wait, looks like Kelly's hopping back on. Hey, Kelly.
Yeah.
It sounds like when one person's unmuted, we're good. When we have more than one person unmuted, it's not good.
Okay.
So I'm gonna mute and I'm gonna see how you sound.
Okay. Okay, wait. And how do I turn off my dings? This is gonna be crazy. Okay, I sound okay? Okay, y'all, give me a second. I had to restart my computer, so now I need to pull up all my notes. Just give me 1 sec. I literally closed everything. And how do I turn off my dings? Quit iMessages.
Okay, now you guys can see me.
Yes. Okay, so Jordan, mute yourself. And you guys can mute or like take your video off. I'm just pulling up my documents really quick because I closed everything. Oh my gosh, these texts. How do I get out of iMessage? Why was that, y'all? I'm a great sales director. I am not tech savvy. Why was I the one to do this? It's fine. So fine. Okay. Thanks everybody for being patient. I promise it'll be worth your time. Give me 1 sec. Okay. All right. I'm almost there, y'all. Sorry. It's so many things up. Okay, I think I'm ready. Okay, can you guys hear me? My sales director friends, I'm okay, no echo. Okay. Oh, it's water. Don't worry. Hey, everybody. So sorry for the technological, however you say it, difficulties. My name is Kelly Brock. I am a future executive, senior sales director with Mary Kay. Thank you so much for being on here. I hope it's going well. If not, don't text me, text your sales director, because for some reason, I don't know how to turn off the dings on mine. I'm going to try to mute it. Maybe that will work for just a minute. So we are so excited. Happy New Year, you guys. It's 2019. I can't even believe it. 2018 was so fast. And I just want to encourage you to not think of the new year as like a new year, new you. Like, no, let's make it a new year, more of you. Like, let's make it about discovering who God already put inside of us and taking our potential and discovering the habits and the skills and the disciplines and the success and the becoming that we need to be in order to become the person that we want to be. And so tonight we're going to be taking you through part one of our New Year boot camp. That's going to be talking about booking and coaching and selling and growing your team and building a successful business and money management and taxes and gosh, emotional management and time management, all of the things that you need in order to be successful. And we're going to give it to you in a powerhouse session, 2 nights of session. So tonight it's from 8:30 to 10 p.m. and tomorrow night it will be again from 8:30 to 10 p.m. We will send out the link. I will make sure it works tomorrow. I will not close out my browser. It'll be great. So again, thank you for being on here. So tonight I'm going to talk to you about booking. Booking is the lifeline of your business. Booking is how everything happens. You guys, we sell Mary Kay products. You make money 2 ways. One is by selling the product. You make 50% profit. And then the second is by team building. And so the first way I'm going to talk to you about is selling and having those booking appointments. And you guys, you can sell online. You can sell on your website. You can sell on the go. You can, sell from people coming to shop and stuff like that. But the biggest bang for your buck, you guys, is face-to-face, knee-to-knee, toe-to-toe, heart-to-heart appointments. The thing, y'all, there are a lot of ways that women, including you, could make money outside of Mary Kay. Like, there's a lot of things you could do. The thing that separates Mary Kay from everything else is we are a relationship-first business. You guys, I've been working my Mary Kay business 8 years. I have some of the same exact customers from when I started. Thank goodness they're aging with me and they just need more products than they did 8 years ago when they were maybe buying lipstick and mascara or things like that. But the truth is, I love blurring the lines between friendship and customer, right? Or customer and consultant. I want to blur those lines because it's the relationship that really makes the difference. You guys, people will purchase with you one time by you manipulating them with sales, or you having a special, or you could sell them. We could teach you those skills, which we would never, by the way. But what we teach you is how to build relationships with people, because women do business multiple times with someone when they like who they are, when they feel like they're in the safe environment, when they feel like there's a like, know, and trust between each other. And the biggest bang for your buck is an in-person appointment. I actually was listening to a podcast the other day. Ooh, who was it? It was Lewis Howes, something for greatness. Anyway, he was talking about how you could send 34 emails to get the same power that it would take to have a one-on-one conversation with someone. So in order to get the biggest bang for your buck, just have the one-on-one consultation in front of them, have the party, have the get together. That's where they're really going to build that relationship and trust in the brand and feel like you helped educate them and all of those things. So I'm going to talk to you about bookings, and I'm going to give you a couple different scripts. Hopefully my screen share and everything will work tonight. So I'm pulling up just a couple things. Okay. So the very first thing I want to show you is, or talk to you about, is I want you to make a contact list. And I want you to make 2 contact lists, okay? So I want you to write down, pen to paper, every single person. If you were starting a cupcake business, if you were planning a wedding, if you launched your Mary Kay business, you want to let them know that you started your Mary Kay business. So I think starting first with letting people know that you launched your own business is the first and most important thing. You've got to come out of the closet. Like, you can't be an undercover beauty consultant. You guys, it's kind of like you've got to think about yourself as a retail store. And people have to know that you're open. Like, if I go past a store on a street and the lights are off, I'm not even going to knock. I'm not going to try the door. I'm not going to ever expect that I can go in there for business, right? You have to let the world know that you're open for business and that you stay open for business. And I'm not talking about social media right now. I'm talking about the fact that you have great customer service. You're continuing to book. It's all of those things that let people know your light is on. The open sign is flipped. You are ready and willing to do business with them. It is so important that you communicate that your business is moving and growing and working. Just a quick script, and these scripts will be shared with you just so you know. But it's super important that you announce it. So I have a little message that says, hey friends, I'm super excited to announce I launched my own business with Mary Kay products, and I decided to represent them as a beauty consultant. You could maybe say something like, I launched my own private customer page where I'll be updating you on great beauty tips, how-tos, products, exclusives, things like that. If I can serve you in your skincare and makeup needs in any way, it would be my pleasure. So you've got to let people know that you want to help them with their beauty routine and you are excited to serve them. Now, let's go back to those contact lists. Now you're going to make that list, you guys. Maybe that's a social media message, but now you've got to let your world know that you have started your Mary Kay business. Now, the first little script I'm going to show you is a booking script. Application window. Yeah, that's what I want. Okay, so you're going to make a list of 30 or more people, right, that you could work to book, that you're just going to let them know that you started your own Mary Kay business. So here's an example. Hey, Steph, I'm super excited. I just launched my own business teaching skincare and makeup with Mary Kay. I fell in love with the products, so I decided to represent them. You guys say that you're representing our brand. That's exciting. As a part of my training, I have to get 30 opinions of my product in my first 30 days. Would you be willing to let me borrow your face? Get your opinion. I promise to give it back better than I found it. She's your girlfriend. She's like, yeah, sure, you can borrow my face. Then you say, great. Do you want me to text or call you with the details? Okay. So now, and again, I wish it was all fluid like it was before, but I have to keep going little window by little window. So now you're going to go to your second script to her. So you're going to continue that booking. So now it's saying, oh, wait, where's two? Yeah. Okay. So now it's saying, oh my gosh, I'm super excited. You know, to book with you. Here's what we're going to be doing. So now you're telling her what she can expect from that booking with you. A Mary Kay facial where you'll get to experience our brand new anti-aging skincare line, a DIY spa treatment. And you guys, you can put in there whatever you want. I just said we're doing microdermabrasion. You could say charcoal mask. You could say nothing if you don't have that on hand. That's okay. Spa hand treatment, expert foundation matching, and a swag bag gift. It's incredible. Best part is you can invite up to 8 girlfriends to join you. They get a swag bag gift and you get up to $100 gift card to shop. Right now I'm booking. Y'all, this is really important. Right now I'm booking Monday, the blank, you know, through the blank, okay? Would nights or weekends work best for you? I can send you my openings. Now, this is really important for you to understand. Women are busy. Like, if you can hear anything Kelly Brock says tonight, this is valuable, okay? It's going to be real good. You should take this as a note. What we do, women have a need for. People are buying skincare and makeup everywhere else, okay? So what we have is a recession-proof product, but what women have the least amount of is time. And I believe the most challenging or the most front work that I have to do in my Mary Kay business is to get the booking. So I want you to know if that feels hard to you, that's real. It's just a part of the fact that people are exchanging their free time, which they have very little of, for an appointment with you. So I'm telling you that because I want you to know if it feels challenging sometimes, that's not you, that's life. People have very little time, and what you're offering almost feels like this luxury. And so why I'm telling you this is because when you show up, when you do these booking scripts, you need to do them fully. You need to do them excellently. You need to show up and bring value to them, because this can be this cycle that kind of keeps feeding itself. If when they show up to your appointment, you finally get them in front of you, it's got to be so valuable that they go, that was great. I want to hold another appointment. I want to host, and I want to bring my girlfriends because this is what I needed, right? So I just want you to know that they're exchanging their time for that. And they're also busy. So you don't ever want to go, hey, Jordan, oh my gosh, let's get together. When works for you? Jordan's going to go, I'm a single mom with a 2-year-old and I work a full-time job. And that just doesn't sound like something I can fit in my life, right? People make time for things they find value in. People make time for things that they find value in. So you have to make this feel like you're valuable, you're important, what you have to offer is going to be worth her time. Okay, so the next part of that script right here is, so you're continuing to do that booking attempt, okay? So now you get a date and time. She says, okay, great, Saturday afternoon. Okay, great, 10 or 6:30. Women, a confused mind does nothing. Don't just give her all the options. You literally feed her 2 options at a time. She'll say no, and you give her 2 more, or she'll say yes. So 10 a.m., my house, great. I'm going to send you an invite and message you shortly, a little message shortly to forward to your girlfriends you want to invite. If you want 8, invite 16 to 20. Help them set up the expectation that if they want that many people there, they've got to invite more than just the few, okay? So then after that, you're gonna share an invitation. Now you guys, I use a little app called PicCollage, P-I-C-C-O-L-L-A-G-E, PicCollage. PicCollage is just a free little app that you can put words on pictures. If you are not a tech savvy person, it's my favorite one, and here's why. Because I can actually open, watch this. Oh, this is fun. I have my phone and I'm not on it today. Okay, so I go to PicCollage. Let's see, it's this. It looks like Instagram, but it's not. It's PicCollage, okay? So I click on that, and I can go, oh, maybe later, update me. Oh, wait, no. And I can go to my collages. Every single collage I've ever made is saved in this. So I can go back to the date and time of that last one and just change the girl's name, the girl's address, and keep the invitation the same. So I go to Instagram or go to Pinterest or Google Mary Kay Chroma Fusion or Mary Kay charcoal mask and put it in the background, and I use the same invitation every single time. Don't waste your time trying to think of the theme and the color of these invitations. Keep it super simple. 1 invitation. That's it. Mine looks exactly like what I'm going to show you. And every single party I do that is skincare has this look. And so I create a little customized invitation and text it to my hostess. Steph's Mary Kay Beauty Experience, date, time. Usually I put her address. I didn't put it on here. Text RSVP to Kelly at blank for a custom swag bag gift. Okay. Now these swag bag gifts are a moneymaker for you. The swag bag gifts are really cool. In your starter kit, if you are brand new, you got these beautiful 2 or 3 different packs of these beautiful color cards that have 3 Chroma Fusion eyeshadows, a Chroma Fusion cheek color, and a lipstick on it. What I want you to do is I want you to go to Hobby Lobbies or Target or TJ Maxx, not TJ Maxx, anywhere. Just get some little cello bags, go to the grocery store and get some nice Dove chocolates or dark chocolate or truffle or something. You put a chocolate, you put a color card, which now has 3 different samples on it. And then I want you to take a business card. If you don't have a business card, that's okay. I want you to take a piece of construction paper or paper and you write a handwritten note to every single person who texts you an RSVP. Now I'm going to show you how that's about to happen, okay? So you're going to, when you get these invitations or these people saying they're coming, you're going to write down their name. Cheryl, big on one side. On the other side is the handwritten note, and you're going to say, thank you so much for coming tonight and supporting my small business, family, and big dreams. Love, your MK girl, Kelly. I am branding myself from the very beginning that I'm their Mary Kay girl. I appreciate them, my small business, my family, and my big dreams, okay? So I'm gonna be creating these little swag bag gifts. Now, here's how you get people to RSVP for these swag bag gifts. Now, let me pull this up. I just did invitation. Okay, so now I'm sending the hostess that invitation and this little script to forward. So it says, send this image plus this little text to the friends you want to invite. They will text me an RSVP so I can make all the ladies a custom swag bag gift for me. And it says, hey girl, this is what she's gonna forward. Hey girl, I'm super excited. I'm hosting a beauty experience on August 25th with my Mary Kay girl, Kelly. You'll love her. Okay, I'm able to invite 8 friends. So I, of course, and let me get you the other one. I, of course, asked you first. See invitation above. Part of my pampering package was that you get a custom swag bag gift with some trial products in it to take home. Can you text Kelly at 704, blah, 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 with the RSVP? She will customize your swag bag with products you'll love. And she'll say, awesome, great, you should be getting some RSVPs tonight. Okay? Now, once these little RSVPs start coming in, I'm going to be printing off this thing called a party tracker. The party tracker you're going to have per party, okay? This little document, I print 10 at the beginning of every single month. And this shows what it looks like to have, oh, let me move this little thing. Okay, so this is what I track every single party and appointment. So Steph's party, date, time, location, phone, email. Then I put a check mark that I sent her her text invitation. And then now I have room to put name of each person who's RSVPing, name, phone number. Do they want skincare and makeup? If you're just starting your business with Mary Kay and you're just using the samples that came in your starter kit, you're just giving everybody a color card, and that is okay. All right. So you would customize it by saying, do you have blue eyes? Do you have brown eyes? Do you have green eyes? Okay, great. Now, when those people start texting me, you're going to want to respond to them and say, hey, Sarah, I'm super excited to meet you at Steph's party on Friday. You know, let me ask you just a few questions. Number 1, what color is your eyes so I can customize your swag bag gift? Number 2, have you ever tried Mary Kay products before? Number 3, do you have any skincare or any skincare concerns going on that I can, we could address on Friday? Okay, so now that is going to give you a space and time to record everybody who's coming. Here's what that does for you guys. Now, instead of Steph hosting this thing and she's responding back to you like, I think there's 12 coming, and you don't know if 12 are really coming. You pack 12 makeup bags and 12 mirrors and all these things, and you get there and she's like, oh, they all canceled except for my grandma. And you're like, I thought I was having a party at 12. And you feel so discouraged. It takes that responsibility away from the hostess and puts it all on you. Hey girl, and so I'll have hostesses all the time where I just need to coach them maybe after 24 hours after I've sent that invitation, like a full 24 hours, you guys. I say, hey girl, just wanted to let you know I haven't gotten any RSVPs yet. I'm making those swag bags tomorrow, so I wanted to see who was coming. And they go, oh, let me text my girls again. They're so bad at getting back. I just continue throughout the week to just catch up with the hostess, be like, hey girl, I've heard from 3. Have you heard from anybody else I should have heard from? Y'all, coach the hostess. Make sure you're keeping her in touch. Now, every time I'm connecting with that hostess and saying, hey, I've heard from 4 or 5 or whatever it is, we're connecting. We're getting a little bit deeper. And then I'm like, girl, what do you want to try when we come? Is there anything I can bring for you? Anything you're excited to see? So then she's like, oh, I'm really into those new Chroma Fusion colors. What kind of pinks do you have? So then all week I'm going, oh, you're going to love this mauve look. I saw it on Mary Kay Instagram's account, and I'm sending her pictures. I am like blowing her mind up, getting her excited about our party and appointment. The big mistake consultants make is they go, I got a booking, and they hang up the phone and they never talk to her again. There is one thing, I am just going to be totally honest. I love parties and appointments. I love parties and appointments. They flow to me. I flow to them. I love them. But there was a season in my business where I didn't. And I made these mistakes. And I want you to learn from me, because when I started doing this system, it made a big deal. But the biggest bang for your buck, the biggest investment of your time is at the party. Do you know what can happen from a party? Lifelong customers. You know what lifelong customers are? Reorders every 3 months. So you're spending 2 hours of your time, and you're going to get paid every 3 months for the rest of your Mary Kay life, right? If you do that party well. So it matters to show up well. It matters to coach. It matters to build that rapport and that relationship with them before you even get there, right? Okay. So what it also does is now these customers who didn't know who Steph's friend was, who's doing this Mary Kay shindig, well, now she knows me. I've texted her. She knows she's getting a gift. And now she's like, oh, I told her I wanted something for Dark Circles. I can't cancel. She told me she's bringing something. So now they're like, I have to come to this thing. And so your cancellation rate and the rate of your appointments is going to blow up, okay? Now, I want to show you two other things and then that I think are really important for you to know. Number one, you need to understand the art of booking. So I just showed you how to book and to connect with them, but you need to understand these statistics. Did you know 48% of beauty consultants never follow up? 25% make a second contact and stop. 12% make 3 contacts. 10% make more than 3. 2% of sales are made on your first contact. 2%. 3% of sales are made on the second, all the way down the bottom. Look at that. 80% of sales are made on the 5th to 12th contact. That is so important for you to understand that that's a real statistic. That's not something we're making up. Those are just real sales statistics, okay? Now, so I want you to give yourself permission to follow up with people over and over again because it makes a big difference, okay? Now I'm going to show you my website. My website is kellyenglandbrock.com, and I'm going to show you a couple resources that you need, I believe, in order to be successful. Okay, so because you can't just hope that these bookings are going to come. And guess what? Your sales directors who are on here tonight, they're going to follow up with you. They're going to be like, okay, so how many people did you book with? How many people did you talk to? Okay, so I'm going to show you kellyenglandbrock.com. You can see it up here. I want you to click on Resource Center. And my password is Glow Girls, all lowercase. Y'all can use this for forever and ever. Okay, now, right up here, you're going to see Booking Coaching Tools, and I want you to click on it. And scroll down. Oh, look. That's where I got it. There is a booking power plan. And on there, it's going to help you track all your booking attempts. But I want you guys really to look at this as I kind of wrap up our booking section. This 21-day booking challenge. Okay? This is a challenge I'm going to give you all today. If you want to see real results happen in your business, it comes from watching the numbers work for you. Okay, so day 1, it's a 21-day challenge to get some bookings. Day 1, you're going to make a list of 30 names and divide them into 3 groups. Okay, you can have more. Part 2, you're going to highlight 21 days on your calendar that you're going to designate for this challenge. It's ideal to have 21 days in a row, but if you need some days off, it's okay. Just plan it out in advance on your calendar and agenda for your own accountability. Number 3, plan how you will celebrate the completion of this challenge. Now watch how this works, you guys. On day 2, you're going to call or text the first group. Day 3, you're going to call and text the second group. Day 4, call and text the third group. Now, day 5, you're just going to go back to the first group, second group, third group, back and forth until you've done great follow-up with them. Day 11, you're making a new list. You're doing it again. Call, text, call, text, call, text until day 21. And that is helping you guys. And there's all these calls and attempts, little document right here that's going to help you track who you're talking to, okay? All right. This is going to give you a great tracking sheet. It's available for you right there. Print it off. Be accountable to your sales director. But you guys, bookings don't happen on accident. It is time and intentional. And that brings me to my next speaker, which I'm so excited to introduce, my brand newest Offspring sales director, Jordan Brown, who you guys, she's the girl I was talking about. She is a single mama. She, real quick, if you'll just tell us what you do, Jordan, outside of Mary Kay, what made you say yes? And tell us a little bit about you, because you just did this in 8 months, starting your Mary Kay business from start to finish. You are now the top 2% of the company. You're transitioning now from a master consultant, doing these things in and out and fitting it in your busy life. Tell us a little bit about you, and then about, how you fit this in with time. Because y'all, the title of her class is You can't tell me you don't have time, because this girl will not take your time.
So, hey, everybody, I'm Jordan Brown. As Kelly said, I just became sales director, which is so crazy, on January 1st. And so a little bit about my busy life. I'm a single mom. I have a 2-year-old. Her name is Cameron, but she keeps me really busy. During the day, I am a project manager. And so that is, I manage marketing projects. I used to manage supply chain projects, so all over the board. I also am on my HOA board. Guys, I feel like I do everything. And can be a little bit crazy. And so one of the reasons why I even decided to say yes to Mary Kay is because I knew that I knew that I had a little bit of nooks and crannies, that I needed something more. I needed more godly Christian women in my life. I knew that I also really needed some extra income, right? I'm a single mom. So I knew that I remember sitting down with Kelly and I was like, can I pay for daycare? Like, can Mary Kay pay for daycare? Like, if so, let me look into what this could look like for me. And to be honest, one of the reasons that I said yes is Kelly and I went to lunch and Everly was there, and Kelly was, kind of talking to me about Mary Kay and then being mom, and talking to me about Mary Kay and being mom. And I thought, okay, that's going to be my life. If I jump in and I start a Mary Kay business, my daughter's going to be there. I'm going to have to bring her to appointments with me. People are going to have to come to my house. My daughter's going to be running around. What does that look like? And so I just knew that if I was willing to time block, be intentional, and that if I also had just other women who lived similar lives to me, which I knew that I could find in Mary Kay, that I could make it work. So do you want me to jump in? Perfect. Okay. So like Kelly said, I'm just going to train you a little bit and talk to you a little bit about time management. So when I'm talking about time blocking, we all wear multiple hats. So when you think about all of the hats that you wear, think about we play multiple roles. So again, when we decided to launch our Mary Kay business, we didn't stop being parents, having full-time jobs, being pulled in multiple directions. And so, again, we have household responsibilities. I also volunteer at church, right? We have other things that are really important to us. And so I knew that I couldn't remove any of those things off of my plate in order to take on additional responsibilities of starting a Mary Kay business. But I also wanted to be a business owner, and I wanted to be an active business owner. I didn't just want to do this and kind of hope for the best. I really wanted to make sure that I was intentional with the little bit of time that I had. So again, when I had just started Mary Kay 8 months ago, I had just bought a house. So I've never lived by myself, especially not as a single mom. So I had just bought a house. I really hadn't had to deal with all of those household responsibilities 100% by myself. My life was so hectic. So I just want to teach you guys a little bit of some of those tips and tricks of how I fit this into the nooks and crannies to make sure that I was intentional on booking, building a team, and just where I fit that in. So I always start my week on Sunday. And so you guys are going to laugh, but Kelly recommended this passion planner. But if you can see, it literally starts on Sunday. So you can pick when you want your week to start. And I always want my week to start on Sunday, because on Sunday, I really start to go through and I think about all of the things that consume my life or could consume my life that week. So I write them all down. So I don't care if those are errands, from grocery shopping to going to the post office to my daughter goes to daycare, right? So I have to make her lunch. I have to pack her snacks. I have to label all of her stuff. That takes a lot of time. Meal prepping, right? I know that it's going to take me some time to meal prep for all of those, plus for dinner, in between activities and different things that I have going on. So that's something else that consumes my time. And then again, just as I said, like basic errands, like grocery shopping. So I write all of those down. I start to write down and I start to think of if there are other ways that I can figure those all out almost on Sunday. So what I do on Sunday, and I've started to do this and kind of implement this for other things within my Mary Kay business, is I spend a lot of time during the week going to the post office. I have a lot of customers that are not local. And so one thing that I did is I went ahead and I did some research, whether it's stamps.com. I mean, even if you want to go through just the post office, I bought a scale and I make sure that I package and I don't have to stand in line at the post office. There's a post office on my way to daycare. So I swing in, I drop everything off, and then I just go. And so it makes it a lot easier. I don't have to stand in line, pay for I could just do all of it at my house. So I try and do a lot of that on Sundays if I have anything that needs to go out. So I know that I can drop it off on Monday. So I try and just be very consistent with my schedule so that it's predictable. I also plan whenever cooking meals. So on Sundays, I sit and I make a list. I make a list of everything that my daughter will have for lunch for the rest of the week, the snacks that she's going to bring, and dinners. I will take her out to eat once a week. So I write that day in there. And then that's what I do so that it really helps me. I pre-cook and package as many of those meals as I can. It also helps me. I don't waste as much time thinking about what I'm going to cook for her. So again, this is just my life. So you may have different things, but I would definitely, just trying to give you guys some ideas, I would write all of these down. For daycare, every night I was spending 15 to 30 minutes making labels and figuring out what I was going to send her to school for snacks and for lunch. And didn't I send that on Monday? And I just was finding that it was taking so much time. So I have blocked, I'm lucky that I work from home in my day job as well as for Mary Kay. And so I take 15 minutes that I have blocked off on my work calendar every day. And I take those 15 minutes and I go downstairs and I label everything so that I don't have to worry about it for the next day. I used to do it every Sunday. So Sunday I would make the labels for the entire week. Errands and grocery shopping. Guys, you can get groceries online and pull your car up. I used to spend an hour and a half trying to go grocery shopping with a 2-year-old by myself. I do not do that anymore. So automate as many processes and purchases as you can, right? Amazon is a great thing. Get your groceries. Like even Target right now has that you can just pull your car up. Like anything that you can do to automate so that you're not like aimlessly wandering the store really, really helps. So anything like that that you can do. My other advice would be to get a really good planner. And so Kelly actually recommended this planner to me and I'm really loving it. It is called the Passion Planner. And so I really love this planner. But what I also do, because I have so many things that I have to try and coordinate, I try and keep this planner a lot more of Mary Kay so that I kind of know exactly when my appointments, hour by hour, right, what I can fit my business in. But for my entire life, I have a big, guys, like, do you see all of this stuff? I literally went downstairs to get this for you, but it is every single responsibility from, you know, Monday night events, training night. My daughter goes to Little Gym on Wednesdays, Destination Red Call, right? I had an interview on Friday with the girl. My daughter takes dance lessons on Saturday morning. I literally go through and I block off. And if you guys can see, I literally circle the day. So I will go through the month before and I will say, okay, I write down all my non-negotiables. So everything that I'm like, okay, my daughter has to go to Little Gym, right? I pay for that every month. I have to be, I want to make sure that I have a guest every Monday night, you know, at Kelly's. Or every Tuesday night at Kelly's. I want to make sure I jump on at 8:30, you know, every Monday night. So I write all of those things down. And then what I do is I go through and I just pick how many days I can actually hold appointments. So I schedule everything. I volunteer, like I said, so there are some Saturdays that I could have a party Saturday night and some that I can't. So I make sure that I circle those days and I write down when I'm volunteering so that when I am booking, like Kelly said, I can say, okay, I'm available the 4th, 5th, 12th, 18th, right? I literally go through and I can pick and say, okay, does this date or this date in the AM or the PM work best for you? And that just really, really helps me. Writing down, again, your non-negotiables for the week. And then based on, I also think it's really important to have a goal and know how many, the numbers game with your goal. So for me, when I knew that I wanted to become a director, I knew I needed to have at least 8 to 10 appointments a month. And then I also wanted to make sure that at least every single, at least twice a week I was having, I was interviewing or meeting with somebody, having some type of recruiting appointments. I also wanted to support my team members that were also recruiting. So I block out all of the days that I'm available and I have available time so that I can plug and play all of those appointments in that. So again, I just go through and I circle, and then I also make sure that I schedule, again, if you're a mama, I schedule childcare. I go ahead and say, you know, my mom babysits for free. So I'll say, Mom, are you available, you know, Saturday the 12th at, you know, 7? And she'll say, yeah. So that way I'm like, okay, I have a babysitter. I better make sure that I have this party. And so I go ahead and I try and almost book childcare for those dates ahead of time, just so that if somebody says, yes, I'm not trying to scramble to find out. I would rather get to that date, not have a party and have to cancel my childcare than have a party and be struggling to be able to find childcare. So that's just something that I do. I also use a few different sheets. And so I'm going to show you guys, I'm not as high tech as Kelly, but I shared them so we can put them on a Dropbox for you guys so you can get them. But 2 sheets that I use. And so guys, I literally have these folders in my office. I'm in my office right now. I just pulled them off. So I have just printed off to where each week I just grab one, right? So if you're somebody that you don't, before I really got a planner, I was using this weekly kind of planning sheet. And I think one thing, if you're somebody that you have a husband, older kids, other people that are living in your household, that you want them to be able to see what is your Mary Kay time and what are these non-negotiables and what does your timing look like? I would definitely make sure, and I'll make sure that you guys get this, but it is this Mary Kay weekly planning sheet. So this is a really good way just to make sure that you can say, okay, you know, whether it's your husband, any of your kids, that they understand when are you going to be working your Mary Kay business. So I always go through and I use this similarly to what I do for my agenda, what I do on my large planner. I go through and I write down all of the times that are my non-negotiables. I also write down right time with my daughter, any events that I have, volunteering, I block all of those off. I also look at my work schedule. So I look at my work schedule and I say, okay, I don't have any meetings Monday at 9. You know, am I able to steal an hour out of my day job time and put that towards Mary Kay? And what does that look like? So if I can steal some time, I go ahead and block off my day job calendar and steal the time if I can. Obviously, if something pops up, I have to usually kind of put that first and readjust my Mary Kay time. But it helps me just to go ahead and almost plug in and steal a little bit of time throughout my day from my day job in order to kind of put into Mary Kay. And so again, this is something that if you have a family, like I would put this up. My daughter's too, she can't read. So I don't, it might not work the best, but I know that a lot of people really will use this. And I think it's something easy that you can put on your fridge, you can take around with you, and you can really show your family why it's important to you. When I first started doing Mary Kay, my mom, I don't think she really understood why I was doing what I was doing or the value that Mary Kay could really have in my life. And so I wanted to show her that this was important to me. And by putting up and showing her something like this of saying, this is the time that I'm dedicating. Here are the goals that I have. My mom really started to take me seriously and say, oh my gosh, I'll babysit for that. Yeah, I'll be there for that. And she started to really step up and support me in a different way because she saw it was important to me. So mine may be my mom, yours may be your husband or a sister, maybe it is your mom, you know, somebody else in your house. And so this may really help you to be able to do that. So I know we'll make sure that you guys get this if you don't, but it's just called the weekly planning sheet. The other resource that, guys, I live by this resource. It is called the daily sheet. So do you guys see this? I mean, I literally have written, like I just write all over this thing, but the night before, so this is mine. I didn't write a date. I can't remember. Okay. So I'm sitting at my desk. So I just pulled it off my desk. But so this is my daily sheet. So I always complete this daily sheet the night before. And so one thing that I do is if I don't reach out to somebody, so let's say, guys, I mean, I work a full-time job, so I might not get my daily sheet from the day before. I might not fill all of this out. Anything that is still left over, maybe somebody that my new leads I didn't reach out to, booking attempts I didn't reach out to, I always will move them to the first of my next sheet. if for some reason I didn't get to them that day. So that way, when I have time, guys, at lunch, so let's say that I end up, or sometimes I have meetings that end early, right? So I'll have an extra 15 minutes that I didn't expect that I would have. I can look at this and say, okay, I really need to do my 2x2x2 follow-up, and I'll go and look and say, okay, let me start following up with my customers. Or maybe it's, you know, I have one of my team members, I owed her some information. So I have her down here, like I will make sure that I'll go ahead and say, okay, gosh, Yolanda, I need to get her that information. So I'll go ahead and I'll make sure that I send that to her. So that way it just helps me that if I only have 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, I'm able to do that. Also, guys, I bring, since it's a physical sheet, I can bring it with me. So whether I am sitting getting my car serviced or my oil changed or something, anything, honestly, that I'm just kind of sitting there, I will bring this with me so that then that way when I can just pull it up and say, okay, gosh, I had an interview yesterday and I really need to follow up with her, right? And so then I just know, and I have a really quick guide to go to for who do I want to book? Who are new leads? What are my important things? And so as you're going through, and I really live also by this six most important things. And so a few things I want to tell you really about those 6 most important things is that number 1 spot, I always put something that is honestly the thing that I don't want to do. Because if I put that thing I don't want to do first, it forces me to do it and everything else seems a little bit easier. So sometimes, guys, for me, I am not being completely honest. I don't love booking. That's just not, it's hard, right? It's hard to get people to give you their time. And just like Kelly said, that can be hard. So sometimes for me, I always will put that first. Or mine literally says interview bookings because I knew that I had a few people that I needed to follow up with. You know, those can be hard conversations, but I always want to make sure that they're also revenue generating first. Because if I can only get to 3 things, I want to make sure that they're revenue generating, not like, does my inventory look pretty? You know, like have I emptied out that Mary Kay box that's been sitting in my office, right? Like I always want to make sure that I do revenue generating items first. So I always make sure that those are at the top, as well as recruiting. So any type of recruiting, whether that's booking interview, like booking recruiting time, you know, seeing if I can discuss the opportunity or grab coffee with somebody, whether that's following up with them, anything like that. I always make sure. Then I also put items as I always put follow up or customer service items on here. And so I really enjoy doing following up with my customers. I always put samples, guys. I always put samples. And so I put in Mary Kay in Touch the sample that I gave them and when, so that then that way I will not only when I follow up with them about their order, I follow up on the sample. And when I do that, I have found that 80% of people buy the sample that I put in the bag. And so I always want to make sure that I follow up with them, not only about their products and making sure that I'm serving them, but I'm also trying to sell them and kind of set up that next purchase with me or that next appointment with me, whatever that looks like. So I always want to make sure that I follow up. I always leave the administrative tasks for number 5 and number 6, because those are things that, again, they can kind of get moved to the next day if I don't get to them. Not that they're not important, but, you know, again, if it's stocking your inventory or, you know, something like that, it can wait. I really just want to make sure that I am being there for my team. I am booking. I am following up and providing great customer service. And those are really kind of the things that I want to make sure that I'm putting as priority. And if I'm somebody that I need to see movement, I like to check the box, right? So that's why I think I almost really like the sheet, because I can go through and kind of check them off. And again, it's just it really has leads on here, booking attempts, 6 most important things, interview, and $100 in retail sales. So those are the things that I just really love. And one thing, just to kind of end time blocking, so that's really how I use these resources. I don't take anything off my plate. I use the resources that I have so that when I do have 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, and I also really look at the time what's time that I have that I'm willing to give. So I stick to that. So my daughter goes to bed around 8 o'clock. So usually from about 8:30 to about 10, I will work my Mary Kay business. And then from 10 to 11, I get in bed and I read, and I make sure that I read. I do some type of devotional. And so I make sure that I stick to that schedule, because if I stick to that schedule, it just helps me to be more productive and I know what to expect. And so the last thing I want to talk to you guys about is when you talk to somebody and you interview with somebody. I heard this in a training, and it really stuck to me that I wanted to include it in here, is when you talk to somebody in a recruiting conversation. I don't know about you guys, but almost every conversation I have, it comes up if I don't know if I have enough time. I'm so busy. I have all these things. And for me, guys, especially, it's really hard when somebody tells me that, for me to not jump in and say, oh, you don't have time. Like, if I can do this, you can do this, because I am a single mom. I volunteer. I'm on my HOA board. I work a full-time job. Plus I support a team, plus all these things that I also do. And so Leah Card actually said this in one of her trainings, and I really loved it. So I wanted to implement it, is she said that everyone has a threshold. Everybody has a different threshold of what they can handle. And when you think about that threshold, mine obviously is very high because I'm able to handle all those things, whereas somebody else having a job and a cat, that may be that may be their threshold, right? And they may feel like in their life that is a lot and that is overwhelming, right? Like everybody has that different threshold. And so I want to urge you that sometimes it's easy to judge or say, here's what all that I have going on. If I can do it, you can too. And start telling them about everything that you manage. And so I would just urge you to don't do that, but help them instead. So I will use, and I've started to use, I literally did this on Friday. I will take a sheet with me, whether it's this weekly sheet, and I will bring that to my interviewing appointment. And if they say that, I'll say, oh my gosh, okay, Christina, well, tell me, like, what do you have on your plate? What does that look like? And I'll pull out a pen or a pencil and I'll go through and I will block off the time that she's like, these are non-negotiable. And I'll say, okay, great. And I'll start filling that in with her. Because a lot of times too, sometimes people don't realize the time that they have or how to utilize it. And so I feel like when you put it in a visual form, I can walk through and I can say, okay, Christina, so what you said is that you work, 8:30 to 5. And then you also, have to take your son on, Wednesdays to baseball. Okay, so Wednesdays are out, right? So I kind of go through and I block out all the time. Okay, so you also volunteer at church. Great. Okay, when's that? Monday nights. Okay. So I go through and I block all of that out to show her exactly what that time is. And then I help her to see the actual blank spaces of available times that she has. And then I say, okay, so I know that the reason that you're considering joining Mary Kay is because you want to take your family on vacation. Your family hasn't been on vacation in forever. I know that that's something that you want to do. If you could steal an hour each day, here's the amount of time, right? And I can start to track that back for her and match it with the goal that she wants, right? So maybe she's somebody that she's like, I hate my job. I want to quit my job one day. Then I can say, okay, great. If you have 2 hours a day, right, that we could steal for Mary Kay, like, here's what this could look like for you. And here's how you could reach your goal. And so I think that that's just something that I would urge you guys, if you are in a recruiting conversation and somebody brings up time, because I just think it's so easy for us to say, oh, here are all the things that I manage. And just sometimes that's not always the best way to go about it. So that's all I have.
Okay, Jordan. Thank you, girl. Okay.
Yeah, thank you guys.
2 things to say though, real quick, and I want to ask you a question. One thing I will say about Jordan, you guys, is she was very serious and invested in the time that she did set aside for her Mary Kay business. So when she, for example, every Tuesday night, she made it her goal to have guests in my house. If they canceled, she'd say, Kel, I'm not coming because I'm not going to come and just sit and watch you. I'm going to go blank and go book. And she would text me at the end of the night and say, hey, I missed you. I wanted to be there, but I got 8 booking attempts done and an interview booked. Like, she honored the time that she had a sitter. She honored the time that she'd invested in her business and set it aside. She didn't take that as an opportunity to go, you know, grab a drink with a friend. Like, she was serious about her business, and that's why, you guys, she is where she is. And I will say one thing too. I have this big like poster.
Yes. Oh,
how big Jordan's goal poster was in her room. She has 3 different big goal posters. She even has them right in the back behind her
guys,
right now.
but can you see this one right here?
Yes.
Like, I made this one the day that I became a director, because I was like, okay, gosh, like, new goals. Okay. And so I look at that like every single day.
And she just made it her goal to say, how can I fill this in? How can I, but she made it big and obnoxious. Her goals were in front of her. And so her time commitment had to match how big the goal was, right? I mean, if you want to make a little bit of extra money, well, then we're going to say you need a little bit extra time. But if you say, I want a career and a car and a future and a position with Mary Kay, we're going to say, well, your time needs to match that as well. So Jordan, thank you so much for sharing with us today.
Yeah, thank you guys.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
I think we have Cheryl up next.
Okay, am I unmuted? Can you hear me? All right, great. Hey, y'all. And for those who don't know, I am Cheryl Cox. I live in Central North Carolina, Ramseur, North Carolina. So representing the country folks out here in Randolph County. And that's a little bit of lead into what I want to talk about tonight. And that is taking personal responsibility for your success. Sometimes we're not necessarily where we think we ought to be successful, right? Geographically as well as in other ways. But I am a retired school teacher. Yay, yay, right? And that just happened. This is my first year not teaching. And so I want to share with you just a few things. I hope you still have this somewhere. If you do, pull it out, dust it off. I'm going to read you the first little thing it says about the 4 kinds of people in the world. She said, those who make things happen, those who watch things happen, those who wonder what happened, and those who don't know, that anything happened, right? And Mary Kay said from an early age, she knew that people were successful that had enthusiasm, but with a purpose, right? Discipline, a willingness to work, determination, and appreciation of others. And I just love that because sometimes, we just want to, I don't know, have everybody just tell us what to do and then we'll do it, right? But there comes a point when you want to be successful, just like Jordan was talking about, where she had to make up her mind, right? That she wanted to be successful and she couldn't wait on Kelly or whoever to come tell her every little thing to do. And I'm sure she stayed connected with her. We always want people, we want to stay connected with each other. I mean, there's no other better thing about Mary Kay than staying connected with each other. That's one of the beautiful things about Mary Kay, the business and the culture. But there comes a point where you have to say, okay, I'm a grown woman. We're grown women. And sometimes we have to be the ones. We are the ones. There's nobody going to do our business for us. And we can ask questions all day and think about things all day. But until we actually take some responsibility and say, okay, it's up to me and just go for it. Just do it. Right. And so as I began my Mary Kay business almost 5 years ago now, I cannot hardly believe that, almost 5 years ago in March, I was working as a full-time special education teacher and no local success event. And I could go on and on about all the things I did not have. Right. But I soon realized I had to, just do it. If I was going to do it, it was going to be up to me. And so I was offered a lot of resources. And as you well know, Mary Kay In Touch is like chock full of everything you can ever imagine. In fact, Jordan, that sheet you were showing is right there on Mary Kay In Touch. All you have to do is put it in the search bar and it will come up. It's a miracle. It's amazing. All the things that we can do. We use Google all the time. We shop online all the time. So we can also go on InTouch. And Mary Kay has it laid out so nice for us. And just in the past 2 or 3 years, they've added Mary Kay University, which is amazing, everything that it can offer to us and all of the resources that are there, the encouragement, the motivation, the inspiration, it's all there. When I first joined, I think we had the advanced color consultant training, and it, I immediately did that. It's like, I'm like one of these, I'm going to do it and just check it off, right? And so you just go through and you start doing these things that are there to do. There's some things you don't have to wonder about, right? And so go get into Mary Kay InTouch if you're unsure about some of the things that you need to do. It is there. Sure, stay connected to your sales director, but don't discount what you can do for yourself. It's amazing. We are amazing women, okay? We are amazing. And that's, just use what God has given you, the abilities he's given you. Find what your strengths are, read good books, and grow yourself. It is amazing what we can do when we do that. But let's see. I'm trying to follow my notes so I don't get off track here, so excuse me a second. And I know I don't want to go too long, but I know, let me read one more quote. This is chapter 13. Mary Kay said, I believe that the only difference between successful people and unsuccessful people is extraordinary determination. And, sometimes we do look at other people and we think we do not have what it takes. We say, oh, I'm not pretty enough. I'm not this, I'm not that, whatever. I'm not young enough. And that's okay to ask some of those things, but just say, okay, what has she got that, she's successful. What does she have or he have that I don't, have and that I can fix? I can do it too. I can fix it. So don't discount yourself, people. Just don't do it. Don't discount yourself. You can do so much. All right. I'm going to go into a little bit of lead generating tips. Okay. We're just moving right along here. This train is on the move. Lead generating tips. Just to throw a few things at you. Leads are so important. We don't have to talk about that anymore because that's where we're going to find our bookings, right? And one of the things I have used quite a bit, especially when I was teaching and I had a full-time schedule going with all of those things, were lead boxes. And, I learned from Michelle Cunningham on this. I know probably a lot of you follow some of her scripts and all of those things. And I love how she said, all you do, because I was scared to death to do it. She said, just say, can I leave this here for people to enter to win? And smile real big. As long as you smile, people love you. Okay. So just say, can I leave this here for people to enter to win? And you just grin. And you're already looking for a place to set it. And it works great. It works great. And just go back and check them. Don't forget them. Okay. And they're going to be gone. Some of them are going to be gone. Some are going to be thrown away. Some places are going to burn. I mean, I've had it all happen. So, just keep going with it and keep adding them. The more leads you need, the more you do, right? Some of you are fabulous at just meeting people out and about, handing out the little samples. Can I bless you today? That's a great one. Office of the week. I have done this with like a bank, just in the way you do it, y'all. Go to the grocery store, get you 6 cupcakes or whatever, get you some cupcakes, go in the bank and say, hey, you don't know it, but my husband nominated, this really happened. My husband nominated y'all for Office of the Week this week. So I thought, what better could I do than to bless you with some cupcakes, do it on a Friday if it's a bank, because they will love you forever because they're there so long. And voila, keep going. It works fabulously. Vendor events, I've done several of these, all kinds of places, from school to fairs, you name it. Some of my best leads, honestly, have come from actually talking to the other vendors, though, the people that are also there. Those have been some of my best leads, not necessarily the people that are stopping by the table. Surprise, right? The fabulous referral game. This is probably my best way, and I do use this, and I did a little twist on it. So I'm going to tell you this little twist I just did Saturday, and it worked like a dream. I did update it, and it'd be nice if I probably had one. I probably don't. Yeah, I do. This is the regular fabulous referral game. And I just put the destination red little logo on top, just with some markers, and printed some color copies. Made it a little, updated so that I could easily talk about what I was going for. I don't know if y'all can see my destination red poster behind me. Oh, there it is. I just updated a little bit just to make me a little more excited to talk to it about people. And as the girl was filling it out, and I drew a line halfway down the page, and I said, if you get to that line, like number 15 or whatever, you will get like a $10 gift card. And if you go all the way to the bottom, you're going to get a free gift from me out of my limited edition, discontinued box stuff. Okay. So she got about to 20. She says, here you go, here you go. Okay. So we went on, we got her order together. I could tell there was something that she was wanting that I had in my limited edition box. I said, if you go all the way to the bottom, you get that free thing. It worked like a dream. She pulled her phone back out. She gave me the rest of those referrals. So don't be afraid to go a little above and beyond, a little extra mile, and it can work for you. Okay. If you are working full time somewhere, I will say a great place to get leads, like at a school, an office or whatever, do appreciation bags. Like if you're a teacher, teachers love being appreciated. And there's nothing that thrills them more than getting a little piece of chocolate, in their box. So put some samples in there, give them a little gift card, and you can do it. Okay. Let's see if there's anything else that I really, really wanted to say. The bottom line is just take personal responsibility. You can do it. If I can do it, y'all, you can do it too. Be enthusiastic, be disciplined, be willing, be determined, and appreciate others. And the very last, oh shoot, did I lose it? Oh, that's sad. I had one more thing. Never mind. I had it marked, I lost it. But you can do it. NSD, Pamela Shaw, I saw on her Instagram today, she said, and I love this, action cures anxiety. Do we all feel a little anxious sometimes? Action cures anxiety, work diminishes worry, and faith fixes fear. Okay, go get them, y'all. Destination Red Cruise.
Go, Cheryl. Thank you so much for sharing that. Cheryl, will you read that quote one more time? That was really good.
Pam Shaw.
Yes.
Yeah. Action cures anxiety. Work diminishes worry. Faith fixes fear.
I love it. Thank you so much, Cheryl.
You're welcome.
We love you. We appreciate you. Okay, the fabulous, my very first Offspring sales director. I'm so proud to bring her up. Sarah Frazier.
Yay! So excited. And Mom, you don't want to mute back out again.
Oh, yeah.
Thanks. There you go. Perfect. Y'all, are these ladies not fabulous? I am so impressed. I am so impressed. And I don't have time to talk about how impressed I am. But as a random side note, I just took a spiritual gift survey today at church and found out that one of my top gifts is exhortation, which I had to look up what that means. But that means basically that you like to encourage people. And I was like, yes, that is me. Like, that is me. I didn't really know that that was like a spiritual gift. But anyway, so I would just love to encourage you guys and say, wow, you have encouraged me tonight. So thank you guys so much just for your time and attention to prepare. I know our consultants, whether they're watching the live broadcast right now or they're watching the playback, they are going to be, they've just got the resources and tools that they need to go forward. Because seriously, you guys, I cannot think of everything that was just said tonight. That truly, like, there's nothing else that you need. This business, it really is simple. It's not always easy, right? But it really is simple, and you can do it. And Mom, I just love what you just shared, because you're right, you can do it. And I do have to dote on her for 2 seconds because she is my mom. But you guys, she is such a powerful sales director in her own right. I'm just so stinking impressed with her because, you guys, she really truly has not had a lot of resources. Yeah, she's had me, but I'm her daughter, right? But she has had not really a lot of local support and whatnot. And she has built this business from the ground up and has been disciplined to listen to CDs in the car over and over and over again, and just train her mind. And Jordan, as a brand new sales director, seriously, don't tell me you're brand new, because it seems like you've been doing this for like ever. So I am so excited to get to know you through the sisterhood. And I mean, Kelly, my mentor, goodness, when I listen to you speak, I'm just like, yes, like I just feel like I learn something new every single time. You are so wise beyond your years, and I know you have impacted us all so much. So what I'm going to talk about tonight, you guys, it's hysterical that this is my topic, because this is something that I struggled with so much in my business for so long. But you know what? They say that, what is it? The teacher learns the most. Is that right? So truly, this is something that it has been such a battle for me in my business. And it has now become such a passion for me, because I realize such the importance of it. So I'm going to tell you right now that what I'm talking about for the next 10 minutes is either going to be a deal breaker for you, or it's going to be a game changer. Okay. And this is money management. And basically what I want to help you do is to keep more of the money that you make, because I do believe that the reason that most women come into Mary Kay is to make some money, right? Like, we want more time, absolutely, all the things. But I think that that's probably the number one reason that I hear from people around my skincare classes. This is the thing that they're thinking about. They're wondering what it would look like for them to make some extra money. And exactly as Jordan says, they can't necessarily take something off their plate. So how are they going to fit it in and be able to do this? So what I want to tell you, you guys, the first thing I want to say is I want to encourage you. Okay, that's what I want to do. I want to encourage you and use my little gifting here, but that you're not too far gone. Okay, I don't know who I'm speaking to tonight, or whoever's watching the playback. I don't know what your current financial situation is. I don't know what your situation was before you came into Mary Kay, or what situation you've gotten yourself into because of your Mary Kay business, or how you've had some poor money management in your business. I'm not sure how your relationships are doing because of your money management within your business. I'm not sure if your spouse or your spouse is thrilled with your Mary Kay business, or if they're frustrated with your Mary Kay business. But I can tell you that if they are frustrated with your Mary Kay business, it might be because of the money thing, right? Because maybe they're not seeing the money that you said that you started this business to make. But I do want to encourage you that you're not too far gone. So if I'm speaking to you right now, I want to tell you that you can't start from where you wish you were. Okay, you've got to start from where you are. Okay, so I think the very first thing that you've got to do is you've got to analyze the situation that you are currently in. You've got to get a picture of your current financial situation. You've got to get a picture of, what debts do I have in my business? What is my situation? Do I honor a 40-60 split, which I'll talk about here briefly? Do I honor that? Do I take a profit from my business? Am I smart? Am I wise with my money? Am I showing my family my money? Or am I stealing from my business? Am I embezzling from my business, and not, making the money that I really came in here to do? What I know is that no one's going to respect your business. You're not going to respect your business if you are not treating the financial thing seriously. And I think as women, a lot of times, and I don't want to stereotype and say women, but it just seems like more women than men, we're like not really about the money, right? Like, we don't want to be about the money. But what I can tell you is when you become about the money, you're going to have a lot more money. Okay. And you're going to be able to do a lot more with it. I think a lot of people, we have these generous hearts where we want to give away. But when you're smart with your finances, you're able to give away even more. So I want you to think of your financial situation like a game that you can win. Okay. And I have a lot of resources basically that I'm going to be passing along to you tonight, because the fact of the matter is this topic is one that we could spend a whole, hour, 2 hours discussing. And we've got 10 minutes tonight. So I don't have time to go through everything, but I've got some awesome resources to put your way. And I think that your financial situation, it's going to be an individual thing. But the very first thing I want to tell you to do is to get a picture of your current financial situation. Be willing to look at it, because numbers don't lie. And I think if you're not willing to look at the numbers, then you're kind of living in this sense of oblivion. And the thing is, I don't want to see you quit your Mary Kay business, not because you weren't great, not because you couldn't have been great, because there's so many people's dreams that are attached to you doing what you said you were going to do and learning how to treat this thing like a business. You guys, it's so important. It's so important. And I'm telling you right now, that it doesn't matter that it's January 13th. It doesn't have to be January 1st for you to start fresh on this. I don't care if it's Sunday night at 9:53 p.m. You can start fresh with your Mary Kay finances, and it can make a world of a difference for you and your family. Okay. So I want to tell you a couple things. This financial situation, it is a game that you can win. And I want to encourage you to keep it simple, sweetie, right after the words of Mary Kay Ash herself. She always said, kiss, keep it simple, sweetie. And I think it's the truth when it comes to finances as well. Systems are procedures that save you time and money. So I want to teach you to set up some systems in your business that are going to make this a fluid thing. People don't want to start with the finances because it feels hard. But when you do spend some time delving into this, it's amazing how much it's actually going to free you up. And the stress that you might currently feel burdened by, it's going to go away. You guys, I found myself in a position 3 years ago, I think it was, maybe. I'm kind of not really sure on timing, but I think around 3 years ago, where I was already a sales director at this point. And I think a lot of times as a consultant, you look at your sales director and you say, oh, she's got it all together. She's got, her financial situation all figured out. And it's really easy to look at her and say, gosh, she's got everything. And if I could just achieve that position, then I could have it all under wraps. But the fact of the matter is you can have a lot of money, you can have a little money, and it depends on how you're managing it, right? You can have somebody with a little money that's managing it a lot better than somebody with a lot of money. And I found myself in a position where I was not managing my money correctly with my Mary Kay business. That's hard for me to tell you as a sales director, but it's the truth. And the fact of the matter is my husband was not thrilled with my Mary Kay business. And so he wasn't thrilled with the amount of time that I was spending doing my Mary Kay business because he wasn't seeing the payoff from it. And he was really frustrated. And I had a conversation with my national sales director, Kathy Halou. And she asked me point blank, are you showing him the money? And I was like, I didn't want to say that I wasn't, but the fact of the matter is I wasn't. And she worked with me on a plan. And she said, okay, I want you to take $500 from your Mary Kay account. I want you to give, Keith $500 cash for 3 months in a row and show him the money. And he is going to be so much happier with you and your business. So the resources that I'm going to be passing along to you today, this is all, we have a Dropbox file that we're going to be working out for you guys. So after tomorrow's boot camp, you're going to have all the resources from every single one of these teachers. And I want to go ahead and invite this conversation as well. If there's some things that any of us teachers talk about to you and you say, gosh, I would love a little bit more information on that. Please know that we are resources for you. So this is really starting the conversation on a lot of these topics. And there may be some things where you feel like you need more, a little bit more information. So feel free to reach out if something is unclear. But I'm forwarding you some Voxer messages from a national sales director, Leah Laughlin, who is really known for being one of the gurus as far as money management within Mary Kay. She's just a really smart businesswoman, and I love her thought process. So I'm not even going to explain that to you tonight, but I want you to listen to these Voxers in your own time. And I also want to explain to you a resource, or I also am passing along to you a resource by Lee Ann Davis. She's a sales director in Mary Kay as well. And then her friend, who's a national sales director, Kristen Sharp. They are also extremely savvy when it comes to money management within Mary Kay. So I'm passing along some YouTube videos by them, and they specify, or they go into detail, if you will, on several different topics. Okay, so I'm going to be passing those along to you as well. Some other things that I'm going to be passing on to you are some resources as far as taxes. So a big question I get from a lot of beauty consultants is they want to know all about taxes, and they want to know, they get really concerned that am I going to be able to do this? Is it going to be too hard for me? This is what I want to tell you right now. You guys, the position that I found myself in 3 years ago, I had to have an overhaul. Okay, I had to have an overhaul. I had to look at everything. I had to lay everything out. And truly what it came down to, there was a couple mistakes that I was making. Number one, this might sound silly to y'all, but whenever I was taking products off my own shelf for my Mary Kay business, I was not purchasing them from my personal bank account. So I was taking my money from my Mary Kay account. I was just taking it and buying those products for myself, but not reinvesting. So then when it came time to place my order at the end of the month, I wouldn't have enough money in there to place my order because I had taken my personal products. That's one small example of what I was doing. Another thing that I was doing is I had my Mary Kay account and my personal account connected, so I didn't have a separate account for my Mary Kay money. little small things that I just had to make adjustments. Another thing that I was doing wrong was that, another thing that I was doing wrong was that I wasn't taking the time every single week to have a Money Monday or a Financial Friday, you know, one day a week to act as the CEO of my business. Because the fact of the matter is, when you're running your own business, you're doing everything from the marketing and the planning to the actual implementation of and the actual activity, but you're also the CEO. And so you have to have time to actually run your business as well. And I wasn't taking the time to do that each week. When I took time to slow down, it's amazing how much that my business financially actually sped up, because I took time to slow down and actually take a look at my situation. So all of these resources are going to be passed along to you. And then also examples of tax summary sheets. We are out of time tonight, so unfortunately I didn't have time to go into everything that I wanted to pass along to you tonight, but I have got, honestly, so many wonderful resources that we're going to pass along. And perhaps what I can do is maybe do a little bit more abbreviated on this, because Kelly, I do have some more stuff prepared, but I know it's 10 o'clock and I want to value everyone's time. So I don't know if there's time tomorrow night.
What would you prefer? I mean, we have just as much time tomorrow night. Would you prefer to just do it now or tomorrow? It's your choice.
I don't know. I mean, I want to value everyone's time. What do you want me to do?
Pretty much, do you want to put on red lipstick again tomorrow and talk, or do you just want to get it out right now?
Okay, I'll go a little bit more. And then if you need to hop off, you can always watch the playback, because again, I understand everyone's schedule. Okay, so let me hop back in then to what I was going to talk about then. So another resource that I wanted to point you guys to, though, if you guys go, I'm going to share my screen real quick. Okay, can you guys see my screen okay? Kelly, can you give me like a, can you unmute and tell me that you can see it?
Yes, you can see it.
Perfect. Okay, perfect. Okay, so I wanted to share my screen with you guys real quick. So this is Mary Kay in Touch. I wanted to point you guys to another resource. If you go to the video lounge on Mary Kay in Touch, I'm not sure if you guys have ever seen this resource before, but they have videos on so many different topics. And that's actually not the right one. But if you go back over here to pink link, here it is. Under pink link, under the video lounge, if you go to business basics, there is a section here on money management. There is a video here by director Belle Martin. She's actually out of Fayetteville, North Carolina. It's just a 9-minute video. It's not very long at all. But you guys, how can I unshare this real quick? Stop sharing. Let me pull this back up. But anyways, that video by Belle Martin, you guys, she is sharing her story of basically how she got out of an abusive relationship. And she was basically found herself where she had, lived a lifestyle where, she had her husband's income and all of this stuff. And I guess she had a job as well, and then found herself basically as a single mom with children and having to live in a trailer, and just completely different circumstances overnight, if you will. And what her story, what she shares about, is basically how she had to treat her Mary Kay business like a business. And she said, I had to have the money for my family. And she walked you through that story. So again, I'm not going to share all that with you tonight, but I would encourage you to go watch her story, because you guys, if you are telling yourself that you can't make money with this business, or, only certain people can make money with this business, I want you to know that is a story that you're telling yourself, and that's not true. Because when you are willing to be responsible for your money management, it's amazing how this business can pay you. A couple of years ago, when I was figuring out my own financial situation, I reached out to Jordan Eicher, my senior sales director, so Kelly's senior, and reached out to her because I knew that she was somebody who I really looked up to as far as her money management. And she sent me some information, and so I wanted to pass this along to you guys as well. She recommends a website. It's called crownmoneymap.org, okay? Or you can go to the website crown.org, and the actual money map is called crownmoneymap.org. And what I loved about what Jordan shared with me when I reached out to her about financial information is she didn't first just talk to me about my business. She talked to me about money management as a whole, and really just your mental picture surrounding wealth, and your mental picture surrounding, really what finances can do for you. And did I have a healthy understanding of money in general? And so she directed me to this website that really talks to you about the basics of money management in your personal life. And I have found that a lot of consultants that I work with that struggle with money management within their business, they're not just struggling with it within their business, they're struggling with their personal finances in general. And so I really appreciated that Jordan pointed me to this resource first, because she said, hey, maybe you should look at this picture here first. And then from there, then let's dive into your business and figure out with your business, how can we help you make better financial decisions? So I actually have her advice that she sent to me. And so with her permission, there's a little piece of it that I'm going to be sending on to you guys as well within your resources as well. And she talks about with her business, how she allocates her money from her Mary Kay business. And my favorite part about what she talks about is doing basically managing your money on a weekly basis. And so that's the last little nugget that I wanted to share with you guys tonight. So what I was saying with myself a couple years ago is I was just kind of, I would like go to appointments, come back, I would have money. And let's say, for instance, I had gotten cash from that appointment. It could be really easy for me to run by McDonald's and I was going to grab a coffee on the way home or something. And so just paid for that coffee out of that money that I just made from that skincare class, and not be smart about the fact that, no, that was money that needed to go into my business and flow through my accounts. And then from flowing through my accounts, then paying myself. And so doing the 60-40 split. So I'm also going to be passing on a resource to you guys that explains the 60-40 split in a little bit more detail. And basically what that's talking about is talking about any money that you bring in sales-wise. So just for round numbers, let's say you're bringing in $100 to your business sales-wise, taking 60% of that, and that's going to go towards your business. And then the other 40% of that is going to go towards your personal profit. So with that 60%, it's actually more like 50 and 10. But basically that money, everything there, you're not touching that personally. That profit is the only thing that you're touching personally. And with that profit, what you decide to do with that, whether you're paying down debt, whether you are, paying for your family's groceries or your bills or your mortgage or your daycare, whatever, that's coming out of that 40%. And so you're having a healthy standard of your business. So you guys, I have a little resource here. It's called Money Monday. And what this is talking about is picking one day of a week. It doesn't have to be Monday. Jordan talked about how she starts her business on Sundays, but you might want to pick a financial Friday or whatever the case may be. But it's basically your top 7 things that you want to do every single week to basically make sure that you're running your business and in a way that is responsible, and you're not going to be a responder to the fact that you haven't been managing your money well, and you get to the end of the month and you're wondering where all your profit went. You guys, last thing that I'll say about this, I think that it's so important if you are in a place right now where maybe you don't need your Mary Kay money. Maybe you started Mary Kay because you wanted some extra money. You wanted some play money. What I find is that consultants that don't have something that they're paying for with their Mary Kay money, it's really easy to just be like, well, I don't really need it. And so it's really easy to not work towards it, or it's really easy to mismanage it because you're not having to be responsible for that. When Jordan started her business, she mentioned that she wanted to pay for daycare out of her Mary Kay money. So she had a specific thing that she was wanting to pay for. I highly, highly, highly recommend you, for starters, picking something that you, holding yourself responsible. You've got to pay for something from your Mary Kay business. And so that way you become, it's not just something fun, something extra, but it's something that you as a business owner, you have responsibility for and that you're being accountable to. And on that same note, potentially having somebody in your life that is supportive of your Mary Kay business and supportive of your goals and wants to see you succeed. So not somebody that's negative Nancy, but somebody that is supportive and wants to see you succeed. Be kind of an accountability partner as far as your finances, where they check in with you maybe once a month or once a quarter on your financial situation and kind of looking through your business register, however you keep track of that. I've got a couple resources that I'll pass along to you again with suggestions for how you could do it. But somebody that is kind of viewing from the side there with you and saying, hey, let's double check through everything. What are your profit numbers? What are your sales numbers? What are your wholesale order numbers? All of that, and making sure that everything jives. And so when you have that accountability piece, it just makes you, I think, again, more responsible for your business and again, not a responder. So I'm sorry, that was probably a little all over the place. I was trying to figure out how to shorten all my notes into 10 minutes and it just didn't work. But anyways, Kelly, that is what I've got for you. All these resources will be passed along to her through the Dropbox. And if you guys have any more questions, please reach out.
Yay, Sarah, thank you so much. And Sarah, first of all, you are an affirmer. So I feel like I have to affirm you right back that, first of all, that's the hardest subject to talk about in owning a business. It's the realest, it's the most vulnerable, and it does take accountability and time and energy. I mean, me too. I've got my story where it's like, okay, I mismanaged and I had to get it together. And so you guys, you can make a conscious decision right now to be responsible, not a responder for your business. And Sarah, thank you for taking the time not only to just share that and also be vulnerable with us, but to share those resources so that we can be business owners. And Cheryl, I mean, just reminding us that we are grown women. We are not little girls. Like, we are grown adults, and we get to be responsible and create a business that we want for ourselves. Follow Pam Shaw, read Mary Kay's autobiography. I mean, we have so many resources for encouragement in front of us, and sales directors just like you guys. Right now, we have Sarah, a new mommy. We have, Cheryl, a retired school teacher. We've got Jordan, who works a full-time corporate job. We've got women from all walks of life who are being successful. And something that always stuck with me, there are too many people succeeding in Mary Kay for this not to work for you. Does it take a little time? Are we a build wealth over time opportunity? Yes. So give yourself permission to be a student to the process of growing. You guys, thank you for being on night 1 of our virtual boot camp. We can't wait to introduce you to all of our other sales director girlfriends for tomorrow night. We'll be back together 8:30 to 10 p.m. Thank you for your time and your energy. I know it's your most precious commodity. We can't wait to see you guys tomorrow night. Bye-bye.